Welcome guys. In this tutorial I'll be explaining how to use fade regulator. Instead of we have different ways of dividing footage or regulating footage. We've talked about Zener diode, fade divider. We talked about how to use ordinary diode to achieve certain output footage. But there are some regulators that are in market that you can get to have a fixed footage, a fixed output footage. So we have normal footage regulator, and we have LD, low dropout. That's one we won't be talking about that. So that's about that one. You can go and read on it by yourself. Low dropout footage regulator. But for now, we'll be discussing normal footage regulator, which is 78 series and 79 series. So if you can call it LM78 series or LM79 series. So if you want to regulate a positive footage, you will be using 78 series. If you want to regulate a negative footage, you'll be using 79 series. So the last two digits of the regulator is the amount of the output footage that we have. So like this one is 7805, so that means the output footage that will come out from this regulator will be 5 volts. For 7809 you have 9 volt output. For 7812 you have 12 volt output. The outputs won't be more than the last digits. Hope you get it. When you have 7905 you have negative footage of 5 volts. Don't be confused that what's negative footage. Actually, you need to read on that, so you can get the negative footage from your rectifier. So there is a way of getting negative footage. It is used in some parts of electronics and telecommunication actually. So for 7805 you have 5 volt positive output. For 7905 you have 5 volt negative output. So we get it. So and then we also, that one is the two types of regulator that I mentioned now are fixed footage outputs: 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts. We have 8 volts. We have different voltages. So but if you want to use if you need a variable, if you want to be varying the output, like in our lab we have something like this there that we use it to supply a variable output. So to get a variable output, so actually in that case you'll be using LM317 for variable positive output footage, LM317, and for variable negative footage, LM337. Hope you're getting it. So it's not something difficult to build. Just go on the internet, search it, and build the circuit. There is nothing special there. You can simulate it first before building the real circuit. So let me show you how to use one of them. As we want to use 7025. So we have 12 volt input and we have 5 volt output. So it has 3 pins. So the first one will be in footage in. The middle pin will be ground, and the output will be the third pin will be output pin. So if you measure output and ground, you have the value of the last digit of the regulator. So actually this one is for 7805 or 70 series. For other ones it's somehow different. It can be different from this. So you need to check the pin out first. How to check the pin out? So just type the name of the regulator on the internet and type pin out. After it, you can type 7025 pin out, something like that. You see the pin out, you see the in, you see the ground, you see the footage out. Okay, right? So, and if you're using 7025, try to be using it with heat sink, because from 12 volt to 5 volt now we have like -7 volts. So all the footage that the regulator is cutting out from the input to have 5 volt output will be dissipated as heat on the voltage regulator. So if you don't use heat sink with it, so it will affect the voltage regulator. It will get hot and eventually get damaged. So with that, you need to connect heat sink to the voltage regulator. Hope you got it. So that's how voltage regulator works. And then one more thing, if you're using the voltage regulator, the difference between the input and the output most times should be up to 5 volts, so up to 2 volts rather. That's want to have, if you want to use a 70-to-5 voltage regulator, try as much as possible to have your input voltage to be up to 7 volts at least, and don't let it be too wide or too, the input and the output, the difference should not be too wide. If the difference is too wide, the heat dissipated on the heat sink will be on the voltage regulator will be very large, and it will eventually get damaged. So if you want to step down from maybe 12 volts or from 15 volts to 5 volts, it's very recommended for you to use a 70 to 8 or 09 first. From 12 volts or from 15 volts to 09, the difference is not wide. And then from after that, after using 70 to 9, so you use the output as an input for the second one, which is 70 to 5. Hope you got it. So the difference between 70 to 5 and 79 is not wide, 4 volts difference, and between these 12 volts and 9 volts, 3 volt difference. So in that case, the heat instead of it to be on only on 75, it will be on both voltage regulator. So that's how we use voltage regulator. So we'll be using it when we get to hardware programming, because most of the sensors and materials that will be using for the programming is using 5 volts. So Arduino is also using 5 volts. So with that, you'll be needing it from time to time. Try to master it, go through it, simulate it, and try to work on the variable one, the variable, positive variable, negative variable, and also you should simulate the one for negative fixed voltage. This is a positive fixed voltage regulator, right? So do the one for negative fixed voltage. So thank you for watching. This will be the end for basic electronics tutorial. So we'll be moving on to hardware programming. So, and then if you notice that I didn't talk about RC circuits and some other things, so I asked you to read this book by yourself from A to Z. So you have to read it by yourself. And the first material that we used, that for its name, material or book, you need to read the RC circuits. Read out this RC circuit and the other ones, and then you will also need to search how to use 5F timer IC on the internet. So I don't want to treat IC separately. I want us to get to hardware programming before we treat IC. So I would like you to please try to check 5F timer IC on the internet and read on it, simulate it. It's not something special actually. So it is a circuit. You have unstable, we have monostable. Read on it. At least it will be a stepping stone for you to understand how IC works. So because we didn't talk about IC at all in this tutorial, so we'll be having our assessment to get to hardware programming class by next week actually. So I would like you to go through all the videos and the materials before next week. So thank you for watching.